Getting a new plane is always exciting, but I had some special hopes for this one. I was looking for a 35cc size plane, then I saw this one from Kiki Samenziani at his new Flex Innovations, and I just had to get one. Rather than going through all of the unpacking, we'll just say that everything came through unmarked. The Flex Innovations literature says that the fuselage is oversized on this plane. It does look big, but it doesn't look overly so. It doesn't look out of proportion, and frankly I'd like to have a little extra room in a lot of fuselages anyway. Everything I see in this plane is nicely done, including that they've already opened up all the servo holes and where the horizontal stabilizers fit into the fuse. The covering has a few wrinkles in it, but not bad at all. I noticed this plate as soon as I pulled the fuselage out of the box. Kiki says that this is a fiberglass plate bonded to the box to stiffen up the front of the box, and more importantly, it prevents the standoffs from sinking into the wood and loosening the motor up. And if you've flown gassers for very long, you've been tightening motors up after the first few flights. The canopy is held in place with one spring-loaded latch, and that scared me at first until I looked at the latch. This latch is beefier than anything I've ever seen on an RC plane before. I'll keep an eye on it, but I think this is going to actually work. It looks like they've applied carbon fiber to all the upper rails of the cockpit area. Planes like this tend to flex a little bit right in this area, so this should help tighten that up. And you can see that they didn't cut any corners in the structure of this plane. Here we can see the heavy aluminum angles that are used to support the landing gear. This plane is designed to fly under gas or electric power, and they give you some options on setting things like the battery positions to help with the CG. This is a tray that you can install back here in case you need to move the batteries back. Otherwise, you can leave this out if it's not needed. You get two plates for mounting either the batteries or the servos and related hardware, depending on what power system you're using. You get a very nicely done instruction manual that clarifies all of this stuff as you go through the parts. The familiar round Yak Cowl is nicely made, comes all pre-painted, and that bezel in the front of the cowl is molded right in, so you don't have to mess around with that. Roll-bar pin style hinges are used on all the control surfaces, and that's all drilled. The hinges installed and are set together, but they're not glued. Notice the size of this counterbalance. That makes life easier for your servos. I had just pulled this stab out of the box and noticed something I haven't seen on other model airplanes. See this lip along the back edge? A lot of people call this a wicker bill spoiler. Kiki says this lip prevents flutter at high speeds. And that's a good thing because this is a great big elevator and we do not want it fluttering. The ailerons also have the full width counterbalances to ease the load on those servos. The hinges are drilled and installed at the factory, but they're not glued. If we do a good job of epoxying the pin hinges in place, this gap should remain the same. The main wing and horizontal stabilizer both use carbon fiber tubes. Both of these are crucial to coming up with a strong but light airplane. I put the hardware for my planes into old servo boxes so I can keep it all separated and have it secure. You can see that all the hardware we get for this plane is very good quality. With what this plane is capable of doing, we need things to be secure. The tailwheel assembly is easy to install and very positive on steering. I normally throw away included fuel tanks, but after seeing the quality of everything else, I decided we're going to use this one, at least to start. We'll see how it goes. The formed aluminum main gear legs come pre-painted. I noticed these tires are a little different than everything else I've seen in an ARF kit. Notice the smooth surface rather than the open pores of normal foam tires. Here again I'm going to use these to start with at least because they are very light. The Texas Build Squad sent me the Spectrum PowerSafe receiver, also the aluminum spinner, the light receiver batteries, and a carbon fiber main gear to lighten this plane up just a little bit more. Flex Innovations has some add-on packages that lets you save some more money. This is the gas engine package that comes with a DA35, along with the proper standoffs, their new ignition box, and a Pitts-style muffler for the DA35. The firewall is already drilled for this motor, so this is a bolt-together installation. The final package contains a full set of their 222-ounce servos. We also get their Aura 8 flight control system. This is supposed to be a good stabilization system that works in the background and doesn't interfere with how you're flying the airplane, and I'll be interested to check that out. Finally, we get a set of aluminum arms that are also made by Flex Innovations and are all the right size for this plane. So that's everything that's going into our project plane. Stay tuned because as I build this ARF, we're going to be doing a bunch of how-to stories and reviews along the way.